Hey guys, welcome to the Clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today we're starting back on the top 10s. And today's list starts off the top 10 Star Wars movies. Now that there are 10 official live action movies, I don't count the Clone Wars animated feature film, but now we have 10 solid Star Wars movies. Now, Star Wars is my favorite franchise of all time. And I mean, now with the MCU going on, I kind of like the MCU. It's getting closer and closer. But Star Wars really is what started my whole life of fandom. Just something to love. And the story, the whole science fiction and lasers and lightsabers and all that kind of stuff is really cool. And I love all that stuff. But really, what got me was the whole dynamic of Luke Skywalker, this simple farm boy whose father was, spoiler alert, Darth Vader. And, it seemed like he was just a simple small boy, and bam, he gets thrown into this whole galaxy of villainy and heroes and the rebellion fighting the Galactic Empire and all this stuff, and when he faces off with his father in Empire Strikes Back, it's my favorite scene in film history. I've seen a lot of movies, seen a lot of scenes. That's my favorite scene. But anyway, we're kicking this off with my number 10 on my top 10 Star Wars list, which is Attack of the Clones. This is my least favorite of the Star Wars movies. Now, that being said, I love all Star Wars. So anything Star Wars, I'm going to love it and respect it for what it is. Just for having the name Star Wars. But just because this is at my number 10 and at the bottom of my list doesn't mean it's, that I don't love it because it's Star Wars. But I do not like this compared to the other Star Wars movies. Let me give you some reasons why. Now, it does have redeeming qualities and stuff that I do like, but let me tell you what I don't like. I didn't like Hayden Christensen's performance as Anakin. I know a lot of people do. The younger generation, loves it, and I respect that, and your opinion counts just as much as mine does. But I just thought his performance is really wooden. It felt acted. And I just didn't buy him as Anakin. I really didn't want them to even do the prequels. And you'll see my list, the bottom 3 are the prequels. I'll tell you that right now. I don't care. But my bottom 3 contain the prequels. Because to me, they're the worst of the Star Wars movies. And in this one, thank goodness they didn't have a lot of Jar Jar Binks, because I really couldn't stand Jar Jar Binks in The Phantom Menace. And I know everybody loves, you get to see Yoda with the lightsaber for the first time. And to me, I didn't like it. I mean, even in the theater, I was loving a lot of the stuff that was going on, the stuff with Jango Fett, seeing how, stormtroopers were actually clone troopers before they became stormtroopers, and that they were all clones and cloned by Jango Fett, which is the father of Boba Fett, and which is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. So I was really digging all that. That kind of stuff was cool. What I didn't like is CG animation. Now, at the time, it was groundbreaking CG animation, and I get it. I understand it. But what they did 30 years prior with puppetry and practical effects is way better. And they could have done it in this, but no. George Lucas started, Industrial Light and Magic, and this was his new birth child, just the whole. He even took the older movies and remastered them, which those remastered versions are terrible. I never watch them. I watched them once and was like sick to my stomach of what I watched, and he had ruined my Star Wars movies, and I call them mine because I love them. But they're his, and he could do what he wants with them. So, and those are considered canon. But to me, Han shot first in Star Wars, so I'm not dealing with this remastered, Greedo shoot first thing. But anyway, Attack of the Clones. I didn't like the CG effect of Yoda flipping around and being all fast and jumping around. I get it. It was cool, you know. And when I first saw it, I loved it. I'm not gonna lie to you. But after I watched it again and again and again, and which I've seen this movie, I can't even tell you how many times. But that doesn't mean I like it. I just like it because it's Star Wars, and it has some moments that I do like. But as like the Jango Fett and Obi-Wan fight, I really like that. You know, that the whole Slave One, which is Jango Fett's ship, now Boba Fett's ship. Him fighting the Jedi Starfighter. I loved all that. You know, that stuff was really, really cool. And Kamino, the clone planet, or whatever you want to call it, but that's where they cloned the troopers. I liked all the effects on that, and I thought they did really well. But when it came to Yoda fighting Dooku, it just looked terrible to me. And when Anakin and Obi-Wan, you know, get taken out by Dooku, I mean, to me, Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of the most powerful Jedi. I mean, not even just to me, he is, you know. And to see him just get smacked around, I didn't like it. I was getting really angry at it. And I was already angry at this whole Hayden Christensen, you know, performance I was watching. And I didn't like the whole Geonosis stuff, you know, the whole R2-D2 and C-3PO, you know, R2-D2 now having all these powers he didn't have in Star Wars. And R2-D2 is one of the most beloved characters, and I think that they really played him up to be something that he's not, that he wasn't in the original films. And that just really made me mad about everything. All the clone troopers were all CGI. There wasn't one person in a clone trooper outfit for this movie, or for the Revenge of the Sith, as far as I know. But they're all CGI characters. Even though it looked cool, and I understand it was cool when I first saw it. Don't get me wrong, I loved it when I first saw this movie. I really liked it. But after rewatching it, you know, there's a lot of Hayden Christensen, you know, Anakin whining and crying. And I understand Luke did that too, so it's kind of a trait, a family trait, to be whiny. But, you know, the whole playing with Padme in the field and all this love story that they were giving me, I was just not buying it. Give me Star Wars, man. Star Wars isn't about a love story. It's about a family connection, which I guess is kind of romantic, but that's not what I wanted to see, and that's why I didn't like this movie. It was just real CGI heavy, and it was just totally taking me out of the movie. The story was okay, but really, I didn't need 3 movies to tell me how Darth Vader became Darth Vader. You know, and this was Attack of the Clones. We're supposed to see the Clone Wars. We didn't get that in this movie. It was at the very end, CGI Yoda says, the Clone Wars have begun. You know, then it cuts off. The movie stops, and then you see a bunch of CGI soldiers with some CGI ships flying, and it looked like a cartoon to me. And as much as I love stuff like that, it was not cool to me. I was totally like, why did they do this? You know, where are the practical effects that made the original Star Wars so awesome? And it wasn't just the story, it was all the practical effects. You could feel those ships, you could feel those soldiers in those suits. But now with this, it looks like you're watching a video game, you know, montage or something. But anyway, that's me rambling on about the worst Star Wars movie in the pantheon of Star Wars movies, in my opinion. But guys, it's not all about me. It's about you. What'd you think of Attack of Clones? Did you like it? Is it in your top 10 Well, of course it's in your top 10 list because there's only 10 movies. But where does it start? Where does it position itself in your top 10 list of Star Wars movies? I want to know. Let me know. Give me that number in the comments below. Remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for more top 10 Star Wars movies coming up this week. I'm going to see Hereditary this week, so I'll be giving a review on that probably next week. So look forward to that. But this week we're doing top 10 Star Wars movies. So look forward to more videos. Remember to, I think I've already said it, but I'm going to say it again, like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, guys, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember, the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!